To order. Let's call the meeting to order at 6:51. Is that right?
I've got 50 on the left.
Okay, 6:50. And we'll start with the call to order, Karen.
That was cool.
Did you do that was it? The roll call?
We do the pledge of allegiance and then the roll call based on.
Yes, we do. Okay, so pledge of allegiance. Right behind you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Karen, now you can do the roll.
No, I don't.
She was filling
I was filling in the last two times.
Oh my gosh. Secretary before.
Yes, and see, I'm not sitting right there.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so we'll do the roll call.
Oh.
President Jennifer Schultz.
Yes, here.
Vice President Richard McGlue. Here. Secretary Jake Dudet. Here. Trustee Karen Wines.
Here?
And then Trustee Eric Shawell. Here. We have Treasurer Gwendolyn Newton, absent excused, joined by Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Grossman.
Yep. All right. So does someone want to approve the agenda as presented?
Also moved. Seconded.
Okay. And now we do not have any public today.
We have to vote.
It's been a weird day.
It has been.
Sorry.
Convenient. Yes.
Well, let's make a motion. Let's approve the motion.
Motion was made by Richard McGlue.
And seconded by Eric.
All in
So
favor?
all in favor.
Aye.
I hope we burn this tape. Okay. So now I think we can say there's no public. So we'll pass that, and we need an approval of the minutes. Would someone like to make a motion?
Also moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. I don't have a president's report today. You have anything, Rich?
I have no vice president report.
So you get to make the next two
I
reports.
do not have any secretary's report, but on behalf of Treasurer Gwendolyn Newton, I would, under the treasurer's report, I would like to present the April 2023 financial statements and bills as presented. All in our board packet. Presenting those for approval.
Are you making the motion or are you just
Yeah.
presenting them? You're making the motion
making-
to approve it? Okay, so then we need someone to second that.
Seconded.
Okay, and then all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do you have a second? Or is that the only?
The other
one
two
you
I'm going to
got?
save for the financial committee.
Okay,
So-
sounds good. All right, so we're up to you now. April.
Woo.
Hey Mom, a lot going on. We've had our first strategic planning, had our first steering committee meeting. That was exciting to see that we have a lot of patrons out there that are excited to get going on strategic planning. I met with the Whitewood Fire Department. They are looking to have their youth academy with us here in August. And so that actually does work out timing wise. So we're going to be excited to be hosting young people for that opportunity. It will also give our staff a little bit of an opportunity to learn what it's like to blow a fire hose and a fire extinguisher. So we're excited about working with them on that. Provided a library tour to some New Hope residents, and yay, we received our first Catholic state aid. So good news on that. Our board was out and about this month, attending the steering committee meeting as well as a trustee roundtable. So thank you for doing that.
Which is when your state aid came in. He told us, oh, I just sent yours.
Yeah. There are other opportunities for trustee roundtables. So if anyone else would like to go, those are the upcoming rounds.
Which one did you go to? Was it the one in
Adrian.
Adrian?
It's a cute little town.
The one in Farmington.
That was a little close.
A little closer.
Yeah.
Our circulation services was busy. We replaced hired Nancy Mack to fill a part-time circulation position vacated by Roberta. They have done a lot of work together, shifting our adult fiction collection, because we've been getting a lot of good reading done. Changes to and relabeling of our Lucky Day collection, a lot of processing, getting that workbook collection out. Big thank you for that. A lot of processing, weeding, deletes, a lot of dusting, things cleaned up. Summer reading's going to be starting. And we took some of our donated books that were deleted and gave them to middle school to use as the props in their play.
That's a good idea.
That was a nice thing. Communications and marketing, the front vestibule display case, if you haven't had a chance to see that front one, is being sponsored by Huron Valley Council for the Arts and their art show. And the second display is for the Friends tea event. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets if you're watching this video. Social media updates. Heather's doing a great job with that, reaching some more people and getting more followers across all of our platforms. Our electronic sign is being updated with some really cool graphics. So she's doing great there. Our e-news signups are up simply because she paperclip sign up to the library card. So people,
There you go.
sign up. And I would draw your attention to, we also added a QR code on the back of the print newsletter to draw people's attention to that as well. So hopefully we can see a lot more signups. Click rates on the April e-newsletter staying about steady. Heather's been busy also attending quite a few webinars, and we received 3 5-star Google business reviews this month. One was just a rating, 5 stars, and then a couple others is really good attitude. Little Guide Detroit, which is kind of a little social media group that finds places for kids to go, and they put us as a recommendation. You can see the pictures that they put out there. So really, that was just a great little fun surprise. I think they took some great pictures too. Myself, I attended the Friends Quarterly meeting, Optimist Club meeting, the Friends Board meeting, Library Michigan New Directors, strategic planning, and of course, tour. Our facilities has been busy cleaning things up. We did have a small leak in the children's area. Right before you get to the desk on the right-hand side up there, we had our roofing company out and they were able to fix that. It was just a small little tear. They took care of that for us. And we're getting the patios ready for spring. We had a chance to take a look. The chest set is out there. The umbrellas are up. And it's looking good. Friends had some of their meetings as mentioned, and they donated a new wheelbarrow for us, for our landscaping group. We received a nice donation. And in adult services, we now have replaced Jacob with a full-time adult librarian. Mary Lou is her name, and she has started this week, and she's off to a great start. Our seed library is going strong, passing out lots of seed packets. This month, weed control fabric. So if you haven't gotten your weed control fabric, our lavender growth kits were a great hit with the public. I am not surprised there. Who doesn't love lavender? We had Ms. Dig out to prep us for the installation of the Detroit Institute of Arts Inside Out Art installation. Say that 5 times. So that's going to be sometime soon, before the middle of May. And we're just waiting to get a date also on that bus trip.
Are they going to be all outside?
Yes.
And how many are there?
3.
There were 3. Okay, I wasn't sure. I remember we talked about
3 for us.
3 for the rest of them.
Okay, I remember that we talked about the one here because of
1 in front, 1 there, and 1 in the children's patio.
okay.
Yeah. And then during a recent room rental by the Expo Lake Private Launch Association key pickup, We heard many of those residents had not been here before or had been a very long time. Staff were able to give out multiple tours, register for new library cards, and show off our resources. So that was a really great opportunity. Just really happy that they took advantage of that. We did as well. Youth and Teen Services, we welcomed our new youth part-time specialist, Faith. She comes with us with a great deal of fun and exciting programming. So we're very excited to have her join our team and see what she will do for us here. Winter reading bingo with a huge hit. The gumball prize machine just drew tons of interest. 235 prizes given out. So that is great.
So
And our stats on being stat are way up. Want to give a shout out and thank you to Levasseur Dental Care right across the way here for donating toothbrushes and mini toothpaste tubes for our wellness cart. Our workbooks collection is processed and out, and we're hearing a lot of good things about it. A lot of prep work on our next set of reading after 1,000 books. We're going to be introducing 500 books before middle school, 100 books before graduation. So we've got a number of continuations of those types of incentives for reading that are coming. The event package from Oakland Parks and Rec is we got it. So we're going to be getting Bubble Zone, coloring page mural, tie-dye spray station, giant interactive bingo, and suds and slide. So lots of fun coming this summer.
do we have a date for that?
We do, and I don't have it in front of me.
That's okay.
Big shout out to Mallory for continuing her work on the Reader's Advisory Binder, but more importantly, this young lady is going to get her master's in Library and Information Science and will be graduating at the beginning of May. So good. We're very excited about that. And she will be joining us full time after that. And then Stephanie has been looking into developing storytime kits. So she's looking at what other libraries are doing with that. And then Mallory and Emily attended the Spring Institute through the Michigan Library Association. Landscaping, boy, I had a lot to report this landscaping group, I kind of wanted to add this in since now landscaping has ramped up and we now do have our group going. We are working on a couple drafts of plan to what needs to be done here. Did a grounds walking meeting through. We did our new company, did our local spring cleanup. So you'll see the beds look all nice now. The mulch has been installed and the beds cut. So it's looking really clean and good. And a lot of things are going to start being cut back as our landscaping group gets in there and starts pruning and weeding for the year. And we'll continue to develop that plan. Part of the reason we're making a small change to that plan is because the 4 azaleas that were installed last year did not make it. And luckily they're under warranty. So I've made a call to get those redone.
Where are they planted?
They're planted right in front on the left-hand side. There's 3 right there in front of those 3 trees, and then 1 off closer to the book return, and not one of them made it. Which is quite, but luckily they're the 2 eastern red buds. There's 3 there out front, and 2 last fall were put on retreat for the sell, and they sold. They are moving to a new home in Prairie Village, Kansas.
Whoa!
I actually know where that is.
Wow.
So they got a long trip to go, but very excited that they're going to find a new home. And the one that's closest to our building in that corner there is still too close. So when they come to get those 2 and take them, they're going to move that 3rd one closer out a bit by about 5 feet.
Okay.
Make sure that it stays healthy. Unfortunately, the weigela around the trees near the road. So you have all those trees that are on Elizabeth Lake Road, and the first set off the driveway in, about the first 5 or 6, I believe, have boxwoods around them, and then the 3 over here and the 3 over here had the regalia, and the regalia didn't make it.
Okay.
So what the group is looking at is potentially, we wanted to move some of the boxwoods out because they're too tight as it is. It's too many. per master gardener. And so we're gonna count out maybe how many there are and see if we can just spread them out among all of them. So we have a consistent look. We keep things working right. So still some discussion on that. Safety and security, tornado drill was accomplished, night lock systems being installed, and we are adding 2 thumb firms on 2 of our doors so that we can lock them from the inside as opposed to only being able to lock them from the outside with a key. So these are internal doors that we're adding. Got to give a big shout out to the staff because those 5 stars that were mentioned earlier could not have been done without all of them. And that's a team effort. So it is all of our departments, circulation, tech services, librarians, facilities, all of us. It takes everyone here to get that kind of work. And lastly, a lot going on with technology. We've ran some more cabling. We're going to be putting in two more spots in this Wi-Fi spots in this room, 1 in the friends room, 1 in the book drop room, which will be the drive up window. So we're getting ready for that and waiting for the hardware to arrive. We replaced 1 public internet computer after a recent storm, and we are starting plans to replace 7 computers that was budgeted for this year, rotating out some non-upgradable computers. And then with Goyette's help, we now have a remote control for the IT air conditioning unit, which takes care of the server in there.
Would it make sense? So if losing a computer to a storm is usually a lack of a effective surge protector. So we might consider.
Check on that.
Yeah.
There's 4 other ones like the same surge protector.
Surge protectors. If they they expire essentially. They get so if you get a little bit of a surge, that takes some capacity out. They get another little surge, it takes capacity out. You look and suddenly it's just passing through. It's just there. So so they may need to be updated up. And so if you over protect, you're basically just allowing them to last longer.
Okay. Stats are looking good. Were there any questions on that? Circulation up, but remaining steady. Few less new cards and door count. I believe much higher due to the book sale.
No.
I think internet usage, again, we did have a couple of groups rentals that were in the library for the first time. Wi-Fi up a little bit.
So the measurement of the internet usage is what we've got numbers there, but what is the 1,500, the 2,000? Do we know, is that
2,000?
Well, I'm looking at the internet usage.
Oh, yeah.
Was that?
So that's the computer usage throughout the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So does that include staff? Yeah.
I guess what I'm getting at is I don't know what 0 or 2,000, what we're measuring. Is that like bytes of, or gigabytes of data, or is it?
Yeah, is it every time someone logs up to the internet? Is that what it is?
Yeah, public only logging into the going through the software, administrator software.
Okay, so it's number of connections that we've logins. So we're
the internet computers, so they might never log on to the internet. They might be using word processing.
Sure. Okay, so this is
literally just login.
login. So
public. Yeah, only the public have the internet computers.
Okay, so that says that we had in March, we had roughly 1,400 users of on the internet. Wow, that's a lot. And that explains why it's different than the
Is
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi the same thing? It's people hooking into it?
Is that connections? Is Wi-Fi number of connections? Or
Yes, yeah, number of users, yeah, and individual connections by individual users, so like Amy might have 4 connections, or I might be counting 4 times because I came down one day and then 3 weeks later and then following Monday.
Yeah. So it's sort of set, yeah, number of sessions there.
Correct, thank you, the sessions.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting. So we have more sessions on the public computers than we have of Wi-Fi connections. Interesting.
Well, you think about a big part of that is that people don't often connect with their phone, even though they walk in, unless they're specifically looking to improve their bandwidth.
Yeah.
So they may be connected to the internet, but not using the Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
Would it help for us to add like a little?
It would be nice to know what
The metrics, yeah.
the metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also makes it busier, but
And a box up in the right-hand corner wouldn't be bad. Or,
or build it into the, it's like reference
Into the
questions. It's, it's an obvious,
Right.
so it's built to Wi-Fi sessions. So it might just be, you might be able to do it just that way by changing the title ever so slightly.
Maybe computer logins instead of internet usage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Massey Overdrive and Hoopla Bone Out. Curbside steady. And newsletter steady.
Yeah, so we're running, 1 to 2 a week. Trending more toward 1 a week.
Yeah.
So for Hoopla, what is our collective daily borrow limit for the library?
The monthly borrow limit is based on.
Daily borrow limit. Okay, so.
It's changed because we went over budget.
Okay.
So I had to change the format with Hoopla.
Okay.
We have a budget per month.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to change it because we went over it, and the only way to change it was there's a daily limit, so it's the budget divided by the number of days, so it changes, it could change monthly, depending on the number of days. It still is for.
Right, but what I'm talking about is you try to get something and you can't because the library already hit its limit.
It's $900 divided by 30.
Okay,
31 days.
so it's not a number of books, it's a number of
Money.
Okay, so that's why it says, it'll reset at midnight, but by 5 in the morning, it's already hit its limit.
Right.
You got to do it at midnight. Okay,
Unfortunately,
I'll wake. I'll set an alarm. Okay, that's the first time I got it, and I've gotten it every day this month, and I'm like,
about 2 more months until the budget, until the way we budgeted
Okay.
it, because we dropped one thing that
Yeah.
ends in June.
yeah, I'm
July
going,
1st.
how am I not being able to check anything? Okay, got it. Understand.
All right, are you done then, April? Okay.
Okay, yes, we're good.
Okay. All right, so moving on to committee. Committee?
Yes,
Okay.
so we sent out the memo from our finance committee meeting last week, a few days ago, but just to recap, we got this sheet here in the board packet, just going over all the CD accounts we have. So our finance committee meeting was really just discussing what we're doing in the short term with some of these CDs. We actually have one at the very top, the CD ARS with Flagstar actually matures tomorrow. $50,151 from that CD ARS will be moved into the Flagstar checking account on Friday, the 28th. We received news that the Chase CD for $225,000 is fully funded as of April 13th. And then some of the CDs that are maturing in June and July will be discussed with April, Joe, and Gwen the first week of May for some recommendations. The Finance Committee will come back to the board on recommendations based on financial needs for the rest of the year. CDs maturing in June is the Flagstar $500,000 CD. And then in July, we have 3 CDs totaling a little over $450,000. I do have one motion to make, and this is with regards to the LMCU CD. This one matures on May 4th. My motion is to renew the LMCU $100,000 CD principal at LMCU for 6 months with the interest moved to the Flagstar checking account.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay.
Then we had 2, you said?
Yeah, I got a second one. So April, I need a little backup on this.
Yeah, so Joe, when I met with Joe last, he mentioned that the money that was allocated for the strategic planning was in 984, and I had just carried that over and increased the cost and just left it in that account. He said accounting wise that it should really be in professional and contracted services, which is 801. So he asked that we move that money. So
Yep, so I have a motion.
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion to move the $30,000 allocated to fund 984 building and improvements to fund 801 professional and contracted services.
Seconded.
So can I ask, so discussion, when we approve the budget, aren't we approving the bottom, the bottom line versus the
Well, we didn't have the
individual?
exact amount. Well, we wouldn't have known in November that we were gonna use 30,000.
Mhm.
So when we did the budgeting, was it in 984 as a placeholder?
Yeah.
And so we just have to clean up the book. So it's where it's supposed to be. I don't think we're changing the amount or anything, correct?
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is, do we need to, is it really, it's a internal budget, but the overall budget doesn't,
Isn't changing.
Isn't changing. So my question is, do we need to, it's good to know that we did it, but do we need to approve, account to account transfer to better, to meet the needs of the operation, as it rolls. Because at the end, by the end of the year, then we'll make some adjustments around to do that. And I think it's good to know that we're going to do that, but I don't know if we need to.
I would only say maybe, yes, we do, because it's a line item in the budget. That's the only reason I would say that, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah, I
Requires
was bringing it
a motion.
because, yeah, Joe said we should probably do that. So, I mean, if it's,
It doesn't hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
The money's there.
We
It's-
might as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Isn't it easier to do it now than trying to clean up the budget at the end of the year when so many other things have to be shifted around? Then this is already done.
Yeah.
It's sitting in the right spot for the budget.
Yeah, I mean,
at the end of the
I don't
year.
have a problem with it. I'm just saying, as a practice,
Right,
we haven't,
right.
you
Are we setting a precedent where every single allocation?
yeah, well, look, we're running over on, facility cleaning, but running under on phone. So, okay, we're gonna move
Right.
this and, just having,
Is it necessary?
We do at the end of the year, just do a general motion to reconcile
yeah.
what was spent versus what was budgeted.
Mhm.
So I guess it would be covered in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
But we don't do that until like January. Is that when we do that?
yeah, yeah, I think in January.
January or
At
February.
least,
After the fiscal year.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Then you have to make everything.
Reconcile.
Right.
And all of that, but so that's that was my
Okay.
point
Mhm.
there.
So I guess we don't need a motion to do it. We're
Well-
saying, we're kind of talking ourselves out.
Right.
That's,
We'll just do it as part of the reconciling at the end of the year.
So just hang on to it.
so we probably need to withdraw either, if you want to go that way, then we, you know. Withdraw the motion, or would that be the, I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to withdraw the motion. If not, we have to vote on it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Then why don't we?
Do I take a motion to withdraw the motion?
No, you just withdraw your motion. Yes,
you second that?
I don't think you have to do that part. I think you just
I
withdraws it.
think you just withdraw.
Check.
I don't think we vote on it. If you're allowed to do that. Okay, so we're clear? Do you feel like you need to move the money earlier for Joe?
No.
Or just that it get done?
I'm
this year?
certainly taking it out of, I just put it as taken out of 801, because that's
Okay.
where he's. And when you look at, when we do, when the finance committee gets together and
Mhm.
we look at,
Mhm.
we'll just have to know, okay, that's why that's looking that way. It's
Okay.
Because,
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
okay,
All righty. So I saw we have the. This is how we looked at it this afternoon without changes, or this is with the
correct,
changes?
yes, that is none of the changes
Okay.
that we,
All right,
that we discussed.
okay. So are you presenting?
I can.
Okay.
Sure. So you'll see that, this is the survey from the strategic planning that's going to go out to the community. So if you've had a chance to look it over, we're really looking to get some feedback from you on this. Or if you want to say, hey, it's great, or anything
Yeah.
like that.
But tonight's like the last time, because if they want to go out on Monday next week, on the 1st. So we have to quit monkeying around with our.
There are a few things here that the committee caught today where there's some duplicates. So if you found duplicates, we caught those already.
Well,
Well,
we may have.
we may have. There might be another one, who knows?
That we found that on,
Question 4.
yeah, question 4, there was.
What's the communication plan for sharing the survey out to the public? Is it gonna be like over email and newsletter? Is it gonna be on social media?
So it's right there.
Okay,
It's on the very front. Right now, this goes to a strategic planning page.
okay,
That says coming soon. The survey's coming soon. So that's at least we'll go out to all the homes that this goes to.
We did go out,
Social media.
yeah, but we got it today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got a live link.
Great. Social media. In-house. E-newsletter. I think everything else. I will be taking these, I'm going to start going to. See, I have my Lakes Business Association. These are going to the normal place, the businesses that they go to. As well as Dublin Senior Center. So they'll go out that way. Yeah.
okay. Well, in the survey, I take it, is there a prompt that this is specific to White Lake
Yes.
Library? I
Yes.
just want to make sure
Yeah.
that someone from Waterford doesn't think.
Okay.
They're in the wrong library.
Yeah. And in the very back, it is going to invite people to, again, sign up for the e-newsletter,
Mhm.
as well as let them know that if they are interested, they can be entered to win a gift certificate. So that's going to be slightly changed. There's not.
Okay. That was my next question. Is the incident. So,
And signing up for the prize, a gift, card will not connect their name and contact info with their response. The responses are
they're separate.
separate and anonymous.
Got it.
We won't be seeing that detail. We so on the draft version, a couple of us have done, we ran through it and had some variety of timing, so on that, I think, I ran through it in 8 minutes.
It took me 21.
We knew the questions.
Yeah.
So in case you're wondering, question 11 asks what services are currently important to you? And question 12 is the same question, but asking what's going to be important to you over the next 5 years. And so, because people's families may change or whatever. So that's why it looks redundant, but the question's different.
And we were able to add about 4 potential, ask people about 4 potential new services as well as ours.
Okay.
So. And we are inquiring as to why 1 box on 13 is bigger than 1 box on 13.
The top 2 or 3.
Well, one's for, to me, they're only looking for 3 things in number 14, and they were looking for more verbal comment on 13, but.
Yeah, I feel like, to your point, 13 is very open-ended by design.
Yeah.
To try to encourage more.
To get verbatims.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
I know we talked a little bit about it, but what are some of the other like longer term research we plan to do, like with focus groups and other qualitative?
This will go out to the community in May,
Okay.
like the first 2 weeks of May.
Okay.
And then we'll have some phone calls with leaders in the community. So if you've got anybody who you think would have a good handle on interacting with an area, maybe we aren't really highlighting. So, yeah, so they'll do like 10 to 15 of those for us, which is like a half hour on the phone where they have structured questions and then open-ended conversation.
Okay.
And then the week of June 15th, 16th, and 17th is when our focus groups would be. And we're going to have at least 6, is that right? Up to 8, whatever focus groups that 4 to 6, I think. 4 to 6?
4 to 6.
I keep pushing for more. So
Yeah.
it's 8 to 12 people in each focus group. We'll have some that are just like maybe 3 or 4 general population focus groups, and then like 1 for education because we have so many school systems and all that, and 1 for like elder community, older community, and then there's 1 more I'm thinking of. Oh, like how community outreach. How can the library help reach other people who are like running food pantries and all that kind of stuff, and how do we interact with them and how can we help them? Okay. So if if you've got any thoughts of, hey, this would really be good, or these people would really be good, or I have a nephew who doesn't use the library, let's get him in and see if he'll come and talk.
Yeah,
kind of
I've
stuff.
got a few contacts in mind.
Yeah, because we do want to get a team group too, so they don't feel overwhelmed by other voices.
Gotcha.
So I think that was the 4th. So anyway, that's the plan. Okay, so any people you can think of, let us know.
Are we targeting specifically White Lake residents, or are we open to some of the neighboring communities?
I thought it had to be White Lake residents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they want to feed you some information, that's fine.
Okay.
I have a question about the survey design. The demographic questions is there's no option on these that say prefer not to answer. There is a describe yourself in another way option.
I thought that was at the very front.
I think
This section is optional.
Yeah, the whole section is out.
yeah,
Sure.
the ones with asterisks are we
But it's the
you have
second
to
line.
respond.
Sure. I just don't think it's, I don't think it's clear that the section's optional, but like, do they have to fill out everything in the section or just one of the 2? Can they skip?
When I did it, I purposely skipped things to see if it would go through, and it did.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
I purposely decided not to answer questions
We
based
could
on
maybe
what will happen if I don't.
Make that bold or underlined
I was gonna say the same.
or another color, so it's,
I would actually say questions in this section are optional. And
yeah.
that way it divides them up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it a little clearer that they can jump around.
Mhm.
Because I do know that there are people that are, even though it's confidential, even though it's aggregate numbers, there are people that always have a concern about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Prefer not to answer.
Okay, and that'd be bolded or something too to draw attention to it. So, and I did try to, well, it was taking the survey, I clicked other, but then didn't fill in the box and it wouldn't let me advance. So it is checking for that.
Oh, I didn't try that.
Where you type a space.
And then
Move
move on, yeah, other, and I'd rather not share. Okay,
I figured out on we have to answer about each of the items, that's in the. Yes, no, don't use,
oh,
you can have,
it was
space, space.
that worked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so did you guys have any other questions of the process or the instrument here? We definitely, there is a document that we can add these names to. We just need we'd like to get their name, email, and phone number. Okay, and then Library Strategy will contact them on the one-on-one interviews. But for the focus groups, it's going to be a letter coming out of you.
Right, it starts with.
But they're in it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it puts who nominated them.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't know how, you can't, who would do that?
Well, I'm looking at these, I have another question too.
Mhm.
Getting nitpicky or pedantic, but question number 18. Item number 5 is unemployed hours looking for work.
We had a discussion about that today.
See?
Yeah, we're striking.
I took offense by that.
Yeah.
I thought unemployed is far enough as you need to go.
We did take that out.
That you're looking for work.
I thought we did.
Did you remove the looking for work or what did you remove?
I removed, I wanted looking for work.
I would tend to also change it to rather than unemployed, not employed. There's a stigma behind the word unemployed.
Yeah. Not currently employed.
Currently employed.
Not currently
Or
employed.
just, yeah, not, or not, I think. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were discussing the difference between unemployed and retired.
Fair. Well, and retired doesn't mean not necessarily working. I have several friends I have a friend that's actually school board superintendent, former school board superintendent, who actually is employed as a teacher, and he's retired technically, but he's making his retirement income and the teacher's salary at the same time. So, just good work if you can get it. Yeah.
Good feedback.
Yeah, other than that, I think the questions are great.
Okay.
I do notice there's a capitalization issue on 21. Colleges capitalized, universities not.
Got there, Gary.
Yeah, well, yeah, at some point you just go, okay,
21.
well,
Yeah, same thing with vocational and technical trainings. Yeah, oh, the college, that's right, only
yeah,
words.
college is the only capitalized.
Yeah,
word in there.
only, yeah, college should not be capitalized in that. Because some was capitalized.
Thank you guys for looking at that. Anything else in strategic planning, April?
No, everything that we had talked about earlier today, I put in a document and I was just waiting to get the feedback for tonight.
So can I ask on policy committee? Can you maybe just get I'd like a list. I mean, I know it's a big list of what we're looking at.
The table of contents, that was it.
Was it a previous board packet?
No, I just gave it to you. Not tonight, a previous one.
Okay. All right, are you guys interested in what's coming up in policy, or you just, what I don't want is for each individual policy. This one's new, so I'm okay with that, but ones that are being tweaked, I don't want them to come to dribble in 1 or 2 or 3, and then we give some feedback, and then the lawyer looks at it. I'd like them to come here ready to publish.
Right.
Okay, that the lawyer's seen it, everybody's made their changes, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
And if it takes 3 months for that to happen, I'm okay with that, unless there's specific issues that the team can't resolve. Then bring that to the board.
Yeah,
But,
I'm supportive of that.
oh, okay, because otherwise, I mean, these could get really long if we
Absolutely.
do one,
Yeah.
do them piecemeal.
Yeah, unless you are specifically looking for input,
In one
Like,
specific area.
yeah, like on this, like you might say, we talked about it and we want to have a broader discussion about the policy.
The options or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so if it's a brand new policy, that's great because you need some direction. I would just.
Yeah.
Like to streamline it. Is that good with you?
That's perfect, and that's the feedback that we were looking for, because when we met, we were able to review, say, first, really the introduction and view after that. And as we got to talking, we kind of thought the same thing. It was like, well, maybe we should just be bringing this as a full, review document, attorney review document, and then you can review it at that time.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you.
I think that keeps us from wordsmithing it too.
Yeah, we don't want to get bogged down.
Yeah,
Wordsmithing.
because that'll.
Maybe will do the wordsmithing.
Yeah, because then it'll just, I just don't want to have 45 minutes every meeting. Looking
And
at
especially because it's gone through staff, and then so at least it's got a one introductory, then the board committee is the second one, and so then the attorney.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is brand new, and this is actually for the public policy, not the personnel. So just a little bit of an introduction on this one. We've had an issue recently with a patron bringing in a pet. And so I do want staff to have something that they can respond to.
Yeah.
Right. See. So this one actually came from another library that recently had their attorney draw it up. It is based off of the document that I gave you as well, the service animals in Michigan, from the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. So it's a lot of it's almost word for word. So I just needed you to kind of take a look at it, see what you think. And let's
I mean, I didn't feel like there's anything in here that's controversial. If the American with Disabilities Acts say it's dogs and small horses, then I'm okay with that too. Do we keep anything in the area to clean up messes? And that's the owner's responsibility, not staff's responsibility.
We've got bags, we've got.
I don't know if we needed any kind of like cleaning solution that should be available, especially with the carpets, or if the carpet should be noted because we have squares, maybe we could replace the square.
If we couldn't get it up with, say, the carpet cleaner or something that the cleaning crew has, then we would probably just flip off the square.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
In one part of certain, we just went through dog training with our dog and we're working on towards therapy training. One of the certification requirements for dogs, in particular that are service animals, is a requirement that the owner at the time of certification and supposedly all other times has material to clean up.
Okay.
So including a bag at a minimum.
Okay.
So we did also talk about what constitutes a miniature horse. You know, it's a small Clydesdale.
10. 2 hands. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. So there is a definition somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I did read.
Haven't run into a miniature horse as a service animal yet.
I haven't either. I mean, I can hardly wait.
I'm anxious to see one.
I want to call if one comes in.
No.
I have
Want
come
pictures
across
in the
a
newsletter?
miniature horse service animal. In its training after. Yes. It was something.
Alrighty, so you're looking for approval or input or what? Okay, so does someone want to make have we all read this adequately?
I have
Okay.
read this.
Do I have someone who'd like to make a motion to approve it into our public policy manual? Is that where it's going?
Yeah, as a member of policy committee, I'll do that. I'd
Okay.
like to make a motion to enter this in. What's the terminology used? Enter it into.
You made the motion into the public policy.
Yes, into the public policy manual. I make the motion to enter the service animals in the library policy into our public policy manual.
Okay, that's it. I'll second,
Go for it.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in
All
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And then I saw some pictures. Have you gone out for bids, or this is just our landscape committee's gonna do this, or I'm talking about the
This is a
landscape
big
design?
committee.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were done with policy. Is there more policy?
No, I'm
issues?
done, yeah, I'm done with service animals.
Okay,
Yeah, so landscape designs, this was drawn up by our landscape. One of our lead landscape helpers is Don. And so he's given you two options. We really want to protect the digital sign from having a lawn care people, weed whipping too close, because if something, a rock goes up and hits the sign, that's going to be a
$20,000 fix.
yeah. So you'll see there's two football style ones, and then there's a rectangular one. And I just wanted to really primarily just get some feedback on thoughts on this, one way or another. He's listing all, some great flowers that can go in that, but I wanted you all to just have kind of thoughts on it.
I like the football because it's a little different and it kind of gives you with,
Yes,
It also makes it easier for a mower to go around it
right.
than trying to cut the corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
just curving, mowers go
Yeah, we
much
try to have a
less.
square angle. It makes it look awkward if it's. not
Yeah,
right.
you miss something, and if you're not weed whacking at that particular time, it sort of shows up. I do like that. Yeah.
So as to the flowers, I don't know that I want red and yellow competing with all the other colors we have here. But I'm sure, I guess the general question is, do we want annuals or do we want perennials? So.
I would prefer perennials,
Yeah.
because it just.
Sedum is really nice. I mean, it just keeps coming and coming.
It
and
does,
coming.
but it does come in different colors too.
Yeah.
So once everything starts blooming out front, I think we have a lot of white. And we also have a lot of purple, which we're trying to get rid of. So, and in here, we've got a lot of white and golds. So like maybe if we could just do white and golds out front, but I would just say, let's say we like the oval, and let's say we like perennials. And then we'll just have a quick meeting or, about the flowers themselves. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
But yeah, I have sedums at my house, but mine are kind of a mossy pink, mauvey pink color.
Oh, ours are the yellow.
You got the yellow?
Got the yellow.
I think the yellow.
There's some other colors that have just
Yeah.
popped up, but ours
Yeah.
are yellow.
Well, I think having the perennial just makes sense anyway, because it means that if someone doesn't get to it right away, it still comes up.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, and it'll come up. Okay, so
Okay,
that's
oval, great.
all we need.
Oval perennials and.
We don't have to vote on that, do we?
No, it's just a.
Okay,
That'll be nice.
has anybody been in the family restroom?
The family one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like in the last week.
Oh, no, it's been closed.
I know, but not technically locked, so.
Well, no,
If you
it
wanted
said
to
do
go
not enter.
See, that's not how I interpreted it, but so if we want to, at the end of the meeting, take a look, it's done.
Okay,
It's not grouted, but it's done, so you can see about the height it's gonna be in every.
That'll be
one, and you
nice,
can
yeah.
See the pattern and all of that, and I know is he gonna finish up at least the grouting this weekend, but what's he
Yes,
gonna do?
so the rest of the tile will be in today. So
Yeah.
I think she just.
The tile got mixed, like
Yeah.
instead of being 70% matte and 30% gloss, it got reversed, so it was mostly gloss. So we ordered some more
Okay.
matte to go with it.
We identified the stain for the wood, so we can get some
Good.
more of
And
that.
it's gonna be something similar to.
Right, which will
this.
be at the top. It looks great. Yeah, see it's going on.
I was excited. So yeah, when the meeting's done, take a gander. All right. On the Friends thing
Yes,
for Larry.
Today,
Another meeting.
the sculptor and the person who will put in the pad were out today looking at the area. They had, and I'll pass it around, he actually brought the brushed metal. So it's pre-cut, it's just not painted. So let me just pass that around so you can kind of get a look at it. Right now it's silver, but you'll see kind of like the size, just pass that around, of what it looks like. And it will be going into a cement pad. So
Nice.
the people will be black and the balloons will be similar orange colors to what the building is.
Okay.
And they'll be offset of it. So you may have
There's more balloons than there was the first time.
Harry out a little bit here, then one back, and then the other one forward. So it gives some depth.
Okay.
Oh, I like them just like that too.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Oh, you're right, there are more balloons.
We're talking about
It's
a month
beautiful.
out before they're going to be able to do some sort of install.
Okay.
It's really gorgeous.
I like it like that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Now, were they asking for some kind of not monument, but some kind of thing that has any kind of wording or thank you to Larry, right?
So as per what they originally showed us, it would be the staked one that is kind of angled a little bit. It's
Okay.
got that orange from the building behind it,
Mhm.
and then the black over it has the letters cut out so that the letters look orange.
Okay, that's what
That
they
match
are.
Laser cut. kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. And are they still looking for lighting?
So, when we were out there, they had discussed wanting lighting too, so it shows up at night. And the discussion is that we felt that, solar would work. So we'll hope that solar works. That's where we want to go, because if we have to pull lighting and get electrical underneath, that's much more complicated.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Okay. All right,
Nice.
so then drive-through.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so the building permit has been applied for. I'm just waiting to find out. I gave the township everything they asked for on that. I'm just waiting now to hear back on the cost of the permit. But it looks like it's not gonna really too much be a problem, is what I'm being told. As opposed to last year.
Mhm.
So that's going along well. Again, just need to get the cost and then we can cut the check.
Okay,
And then once that's done,
then they can start.
then I reach out to Resurgence and book the date.
Good.
So a lot going on this summer.
Mhm.
So are they moving the drop-off bins too as part of this?
So they won't have,
They don't have
just
to?
one will be moved over.
They're moving
because
one
the
over.
one window will move over here.
Uh-huh.
And then the window will be here, so we'll just move that over there.
Okay.
There will be, they may have to make a little bit of a shift, but there's gonna be built-in areas so that we can have a computer,
Mhm.
check people out.
On our side.
So there'll be some.
Okay. All right,
It's gonna be good.
so that brings us to this time of now where I need someone to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will move to adjourn the meeting.
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Everybody? So